Hi guys, welcome back to the Coffee Break Podcast. I am your host, Emily Lung, and hello, how are you doing? How is life? It is Wednesday yet again, and we're back. Today's episode is going to be a fun one. If you haven't seen the title, we're going to get into things that quarantine has taught me. It's going to be a great time. But before we do so, just some friendly reminders to follow the Coffee Break Podcast on Instagram and my Facebook page, which is actually just under my name, Emily Lung. Not like my personal page, but I have like a page you can like thumbs up. And I just post about my YouTube, my podcast, and all of fun things like that. So yeah, let's see, a little life update. I am not even slowly, I am back into work full force. I think I touched on this last episode, but I'm working from home a lot more and I'm in a bigger role at my job. And so I just have a lot going on, a lot of emails to answer. So I've been working so much. And so today's the first day I'm kind of feeling more in that routine than ever, but still at home. You know what I mean? So I would say this last week has been the most of it, but yeah, I eased into it the previous weeks, Anyways, so yeah, that's my little life update. Works crazy, but great. I love it. My Zoom workouts are fire. And yeah, I feel like that's really the biggest update I've got for you guys. Oh my God, no. I actually have a huge update. I'm not going to call myself a vegetarian, but I have been consuming a lot of vegetarian meals. I would say I'm on that good, solid 80-20 split. I'm 80% eating vegetarian and honestly 10 to 15% eating meat. And it's been very casual. So all last week I was vegetarian I ate vegetarian. And then Mother's Day I had brisket because my dad smoked a brisket and you can't miss dad's barbecue. And so I did do that. And then I went back on it, and today's Wednesday, and today I had a turkey sausage patty for breakfast. So yeah, I've just been testing it out. I do feel a lot better when I do eat vegetarian, but I'm also very anemic, and I've been kind of relying on protein shakes a lot and eating a ton of black beans to fulfill that protein intake. And so I'm just trying to figure out what is the best. I'm not a big lentil person. I'm not a big quinoa person. So if you don't eat high protein vegetarian meals, send them my way because I'm just trying to explore and challenge myself. And I just do feel generally better when I eat more, veggie based. So yeah, that was a big update. But anyways, how are you guys doing? I always ask, how's quarantine? Y'all are great at DMing and commenting on my photos, and I love that. I'm glad that everybody's doing okay and, surviving. Quarantine, man. We were about to totally jump into it, and I don't want to jump in too early, but, I have a different perspective on life because of quarantine. And so I really want to get into that today, and I'm really curious what y'all, has your mentality or your perspective on life changed since the whole pandemic? I really want to know. So that's the comment of the day. Go comment on the new episode post on my Instagram, thecoffeebreak.podcast, and let me know what new realization or maybe a new hobby or something that has changed in your life due to being at home or the pandemic. So let me know. And I totally almost forgot the coffee of the day, which is black cold brew from Dunkin'. I ran out of my homemade cold brew because I drink it all too fast, but today's just a black cold brew. And yeah, so that's the coffee of the day. Anyways, jumping in to today's main segment, what I have learned in quarantine. And I have 5 big points of things that I've really learned while being stuck at home or just being a homebody. And the first thing I've learned is that staying home is okay. We should probably stay at home more than we do because for me, I would get up, I'd go to the gym, whether it was Gold's or LA Fitness or wherever I was working out that day. I'd go work out, I'd come home, I rush, I leave, I go to work, I come home, and if it was a Thursday or Friday night, maybe I'd go out to dinner. I go out to eat. I'd pick up food a lot, and it was just like constantly out of my house. And I love being home. I really do. I've always been like a homebody, but like low-key not a homebody. And so for me, I've learned I love being at home. I get so much more done. I cook at home way more, obviously because I have to. And it's just made me, one, save money. Like I'm saving so much money because I'm not going out and like going out to have drinks with friends or going out to eat at restaurants. And like those are like social events that I obviously miss and that I will do again. But I think I'm going to do it way less. And I've also really gotten into like baking. I know, who is she? And I've made like banana bread and like chocolate chip cookies, sugar cookies, like from scratch, which is like not me at all. Like what? Who is she? But I've been baking a lot, cooking a lot, like trying new recipes. And with the whole vegetarian thing, like Trey brought me home like a lot of like vegetarian recipes he printed out. So we've been trying those, and it's just been so nice, like being at home. And I know my dog loves me for it. And just on top of that, like being able to finally deep clean. I feel like everyone's been in a deep clean phase in quarantine because what else do you have to do? But when Trey and I moved into our current apartment, I literally just threw everything in closets that I felt we didn't need right now. And so we took the time and decluttered everything. We have like 2 huge boxes we need to take to like a Goodwill drop off, like really bad. And just completely decluttered and deep cleaned. And it was so nice. Everything's organized. We know where everything is now. I redid our pantry, which was really fun. And, you know, just being able to do those things that you need to do, but you don't necessarily want to do. But now that's all you can do. So it's been really, really nice being at home, and taught me that being a homebody is okay. So I'm very excited to tell people no on the weekends and be at home more because I need to. Anyways, moving on. Number 2, call your family, aka family time. So this made me realize in quarantine the amount of time I did not see my family. And I was only really seeing them like holidays. And mind you, my parents live like maybe 3 minutes down the road from me, like very close. And I was not seeing them like at all. And so for me, making time in the day to pick up the phone and call my parents or call my grandparents, call my uncle, whoever it is. Like I don't do that regularly because I'm just go. And I feel like I just don't have time. I'm going to get stuck on this long call. I could be doing something else. But your family is literally most important. Like that's just bizarre that I didn't make time for that. And I'm like slapping myself now for it because now I can't see them. And all I can do is call them. So I know when I'm out of quarantine, I'm going to spend more time with my family. Like I took like going to dinner with my grandma for like granted. And now I like can't do that. So I am so excited to spend more time with them. I love my family so much. And like, okay, for like just a random thing that happened. I was really missing my Oma, and that's my mom's mom. She's German, hence why I call her Oma, and I know she has a sweet tooth, and so I was like, gosh, I really miss her. Like, I used to spend so much time with her pre-quarantine. Well, actually, not even pre-quarantine, like summertime when the work was slow, and then when work got crazy, I was not seeing her, and she'd call me out on it, and then quarantine hit, so I haven't been able to see her, and it's just been, like, really crazy, but I love hanging out with her, and so I was really missing her, so I made her chocolate chip cookies from scratch. I went and got her favorite trail mix. I got her gummy bears. She loves the German gummy bears. And I made this cute little gift basket for her and dropped it off on, well, actually I didn't. My mom dropped it off on her front porch, like in front of her door, because she had some groceries to take her and stuff. And she called me and was like, this made my day. Like just this little gesture, like, thank you so much. And it was just like, really awesome. It just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. And so I want to do more things like that for my grandparents just because I love them so much. So yeah, that was just one thing I noticed. Family, put the time and effort into your family. Number 3, slow down. Something I have been needing and still needing to do. my life has always been a fast-paced, go, go, go kind of lifestyle, and it's been like that since I was a child with competitive cheerleading and trying to do extracurriculars and everything else and just juggling so many things, and I'm always juggling a lot of things. I feel when I'm busy, my life's just more structured, and when I don't have anything going on, I feel like a little lost. But what I've learned in quarantine is you can be busy and also slow down. And so the first few weeks of quarantine when it was really slow and there was really nothing going on, I felt really lost and like really confused. And as the weeks progressed and my job picked back up again at home, I was like, I have so many things going on. I'm working from like 8 to 6 p.m. easily. Sometimes later, there was nights I was up till midnight answering emails and constant like back on that go, go, go lifestyle at home. And I was like, this is insane. And so I was like, I literally took those few weeks for granted when I was doing nothing. And I was like complaining to like, now I'm like back on this fast-paced lifestyle and I need to like chill out. And so I've noticed setting times for myself to just slow down and like self-care and take care of myself, do a face mask and just sit on the couch and do nothing. Play Animal Crossing for a couple hours. Who cares as long as you're getting your work done? And so for me, I've been doing more of like time management. Like I'm going to work from 8 to noon. I'm going to actually take a lunch break, relax. It might be an hour lunch. It might be a 45-minute lunch. It might be an hour and a half lunch. But I'm going to take a lunch and I'm going to chill. I'm going to walk my dog. I'm going to like make myself a delicious lunch and not just throw like a mac and cheese in the microwave or something. I'm going to make something good. And then I'm going to work until 4 or whatever. It depends like what I have on the day. Some days I'm done by lunchtime. Some days I'm barely getting started and it's grind time after lunch. But setting times to do absolutely nothing. And like for me, 5 o'clock, I'm done. Unless I'm teaching my 5 o'clock Zoom workout. But if I'm not, I'm done at 5 or 6, whatever it is, I am done. And when I mean I'm done, I have to pry myself. Literally pry myself off my laptop. It's not okay. I have to like let it die, hide the charger, I don't know. But I get away from my laptop. I close the office door. I do not re-enter the office because when I enter my office space, it is work time and my mental state just changes into work mode. And so I don't re-enter the office. I lay on the couch. I play the Nintendo Switch. I look at my phone. I bake cookies, whatever it is, and I do nothing. And it has been so nice to do nothing and to just have time for me. Put the phone away. I don't Instagram. Literally yesterday, I was so MIA from Instagram. I didn't even pick up my phone. 1, I was working a lot, and 2, I took a fat chunk of my day to just play Animal Crossing and relax because I was feeling very overwhelmed with work and emails piling in, and it's just a busy time right now for me. And so to just put everything away on lockdown for like 2 hours and just all I can think about is Animal Crossing was so nice. I had a glass of wine last night, and it's just sometimes that's what you need to do. I was in bed by 10 p.m. Like, who is she? Who is she? So, yes, slowing down is so nice. Something I say I'm going to incorporate, but I'm going to have to keep reminding myself that slowing down is okay. And quarantine has taught me that. And I'm still getting all my work done. So, yes, I love that I've come to that realization. So, and coming along with like slowing down is just taking everything in. That's something I feel like I never like let everything fully process. And so for me, like just realizing the support. So if you didn't know, I coach competitive cheerleading again. I think I've actually talked about this a few episodes ago. But that's what's been consuming my life because it's like trial season, but we're in a pandemic, so it's all online. It's just a crazy time. So I never really got to fully like take in like, wow, like I'm doing this again. And it's like a big thing. And I finally like took it all in and realized like how crazy life works. And I've always loved cheerleading and I always knew I wanted to do it again, but I didn't think I would. And so when I was presented this opportunity by my boss, I was just like, I'm in. But I never fully took it in. And it finally just kind of like hit me like, wow, like I'm doing something like I freaking love again. And it's going to be so much work, but it's going to be so rewarding. And I put this big old post on Facebook, like a little sappy, like, oh, I love cheerleading. And it blew up. People were coming out of the woodworks just commenting on it and commenting like the nicest things. And so like finally taking that in, and that's just something small, but it could be anything, but like taking that moment in to realize like how passionate I am for something and how I've grown this program and the support system I have around me was just so awesome. And so just slowing down to take everything in and feel everything, like have feelings towards things, has just been so nice. So yeah, moving on. Number 4, go after your goals. I love to set goals. I think, yeah, we did a whole episode on goal setting and manifesting and getting what you want. It was honestly just me like ranting, but go after them. And for me, when quarantine hit and I didn't know what I was going to do, because this was like before my job came back into light, I was like, what am I going to do? And so for me, I always wanted a podcast. I had a podcast, but I always wanted to do one. I always had like the coffee break in the back of my mind, and I knew I just wanted to bring like a different genre of a podcast and interview people and just, you know, talk about anything and everything and really just motivate someone, inspire someone. And I finally did it. I finally set the time to structure my podcast, to get it all set up, and made time for it. I've also made time on my YouTube, and that has shown. We've like broke that 1,000 subscriber mark. My views are doing better, and I've put more time and effort into my YouTube channel. I've kind of put Instagram on the back burner, but it's actually been growing. I think I've just been doing quality over quantity, and for me it was like just post every day. But now like if I'm like thinking about getting quality content for you guys, it's just better in general. And that's for YouTube, that's for this podcast, that's for everything. And that's why I only post on this podcast once a week, because if I had to do 2 episodes a week, like planning all that out, it would just feel rushed. And so for me, giving you that 1 episode per week gives you quality, not quantity. So make time for that. It's your life. You only have 1 life to live. So, you know, do what you want to do. If there's something you want to achieve, go do it. And if you need a little fire lit under your booty, go listen to my last episode. It's all about like manifesting and going and getting what you want because you deserve it. And there is a goal path to hit the bigger picture. There's no goal too big. There's no goal too small. So go after it. Go get it. You got it, girl. Let's get it, you know? So yes, going after your goals. Very, very, yeah, it makes sense. We're moving on. I could rant about that. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, it's a short episode. I think it's under 30 minutes, like 25, 27 minutes. And it's me ranting about goals. I was very passionate that day. So yeah. And number 5 of things I've learned in quarantine. Everything is not guaranteed. Literally everything is not guaranteed. I mean, we did not think we would be in a global pandemic. We did not think we'd be like on lockdown, quarantine. We did not see this coming. Like, if you did, why didn't you warn us? So a lot of things in life aren't guaranteed. And I've just really, really learned, like I said, you know, earlier, family time. I didn't realize that I was not going to be able to go visit my grandparents. I did not realize we'd be missing family Easter, a really big holiday for my family. I didn't realize we'd miss out on birthdays and graduations, and people are missing their senior proms, and we didn't think that was going to happen. You know, like we thought maybe we'd be shut down for a week or 2 and then life would be normal, but life has been far from normal. You know, we didn't think we weren't going to be able to go out and eat with our friends casually like we always do. Like, and for me, you just don't think of this ever happening to you, or like, you know, I don't want to like bring the mood down, but like the people that have been like seriously affected or lost their jobs or like their income flow, and the people that are really struggling, we never saw this happening and we took life for granted. Maybe you really were crappy to your boss and, you know, just didn't care about your job, but now you're like, wow, I really needed that job. I'm thankful for that job. I wish I had that job. So I feel like it really puts life in perspective for us and really makes you think about how tomorrow is never promised. And again, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer and bring the mood down, but it's very serious that tomorrow is never promised, and just living life to your absolute fullest and reaching out to your loved ones every single day, because everything can be taken from you so fast. And luckily, I am able to work from home and I am able to make an income. But the first 2 weeks when I didn't think I was, and I was technically unemployed for 2 weeks, it was hard, and never thought in a million years I'd be filing for unemployment and like worried about how I'm going to pay my bills. Thankfully, like my boss came through and we got lucky enough to, bring the staff back and do things from home. And I'm very thankful because I did live that scary life for like a short amount of time. So for those of you that are going through that, I feel for you so much. I only got a glimpse of that, and that is all I needed to be completely terrified that I didn't know what was going to happen from day to day. So I would like to bring some light back into the situation and talk about, all the good and the good things that have come out of this. And hopefully you've had time to really focus on schooling. I think, if I was in school and it got turned to online, I would actually have more time to study and to get my work done. And so maybe that's something you're going through, or, you're thankful enough that you get to spend time with your kids. If you have kids, I know a lot of my friends have children, or just family members with children that really are thankful for the time that they get with their kiddos that they don't get all the time because of this high-paced work, life that we have. And so, like I said earlier, slowing down and just enjoying those moments, or the deep cleaning, or maybe you found a new hobby. I really got into baking, and so I learned how to make things from scratch. And so whatever quarantine has done for you, I hope you've learned something from it, or, tackled a project that you needed to do. For me, I am thankful for the experience, also ready for it to end, but still very thankful for this experience and the things that I've taken away from it. And yeah, that is everything. I mean, not everything, but that is what I have learned while in quarantine. Pretty bizarre time we are in, if I do say so myself. So yeah, that kind of wraps up this episode. We got another short one, but that's okay. I think I really, hopefully gave you something to listen to on your little jog around the neighborhood, your cardio sesh in your garage, whatever you may be doing right now. But thank you for listening to this week's episode. Like I said, I've been working on my setup to have more interviews, just because like with quarantine, we can't do them in person. And so figuring out the over the internet interviewing process has been tricky. I know I did it once with my brother, but it still had some kinks, so I'm trying to finalize it before I have all the interviews scheduled. I do have some people lined up, but just not scheduled dates. So if there's anyone you want me to interview, or if you have a great story you want to share, please shoot me a DM at the coffeebreak.podcast Instagram, or at my email, which is emilylungfitness@gmail.com. And I would love to set that up with you guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Please subscribe and leave me a review. It really helps me get noticed on the podcast platforms. And we will be back next week. Same time, same place. Toodles.